in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
The US is vital in securing the peace we all want to see in Ukraine.
We stood with Ukraine from the first day. We will stand with them also when a potential peace deal comes, no doubt about it, and we will probably step up our aid.
Norway is taking a bold step in supporting Ukraine by tapping into the world's largest sovereign wealth fund. With over 1.7 trillion euros available, Norway is making history by using its financial strength to aid Ukraine. This move comes as other European nations assess their military and economic support strategies. The decision marks a shift in the global response to the ongoing war, and Norway's involvement could significantly impact the balance of power in the region. This Europe is in crisis mode following the harsh exchange between United States President Donald Trump and Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky at the White House. European Union leaders are reportedly considering cutting off all military supplies to Ukraine by the Trump administration. Therefore, after the summit in the United States, the European Union wing decided at a meeting organized by United Kingdom Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer in London to urgently launch support activities for Ukraine. Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced that the United Kingdom has reached an agreement with Kiev to provide Ukraine with £1.6 billion or $2 billion to purchase 5,000 air defense missiles. The United Kingdom will also provide Ukraine with a loan of £2.26 billion or $2.84 billion backed by frozen Russian assets.
Thank you very much. And that's our side of it. Thank you so much, Minister, for being able to join us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The United States will cover the bulk of the loan with $20 billion in aid. The United States is closely followed by European Union countries including France, Germany and Italy with a total of $19.4 billion. The remaining approximately $10 billion will be split with Canada providing $3.7 billion, and the United Kingdom $2.8 billion in loan financing. All these aid moves were expected from the European Union, but in recent days Ukraine has received a surprise support step from the European Union. Norway, one of the most powerful countries of the Scandinavian region, announced that it will use the world's largest fund for Ukraine. Norway is considering tapping into its €1.7 trillion sovereign wealth fund to boost support for Ukraine as European leaders react to shift. If you are enjoying this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It really helps us bring you more updates like this. We will take a look at how Norway's support will ease the European Union's burden, but first please do not forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications and give us a like to stay up to date with our content. All this is completely free of charge. Now let us get back to our main topic. First, let us talk about the genesis of this massive aid effort by the Oslo government. Norway has so far spent €3.35 billion in aid to Ukraine. Compared to the Scandinavian countries of Denmark and Sweden, this figure was quite low. As we have mentioned, Norway decided to use its sovereign wealth fund to significantly increase its support to Ukraine, as there were signs that United States military support was waning. Norway has over €1.7 trillion in the world's largest sovereign wealth fund. This includes around €109 billion in war profits from higher gas prices in 2022 and 2023. With this budget, Norwegians could live on it for 400 years even if they did not work at all. But this huge budget will now be ready to be used for Ukraine at Norway's discretion. Guri Melby, the leader of the Liberal Party, said that Norway is one of the few countries that has easy access to large sums of money and therefore should immediately increase support for Ukraine. Erna Solberg, the former Conservative Prime Minister of Norway, confirmed that Norway's support should be increased significantly and quickly. The Liberal Party and the Socialist Left Party have called for an emergency parliamentary session, but these parties are currently waiting for the government's proposal. The leader of the Green Party, with 2.7% of the vote in the polls, reiterated his proposal that Norway pledge €85.5 billion in aid to Ukraine. A foreign ministry spokesperson said Norway is one of the largest donors to Ukraine, pledging at least 167 billion Norwegian kroner or €14.7 billion by 2030. The spokesperson emphasized that the long-term nature of the investments is appreciated by Ukraine and its NATO allies. Since 2001, Norway has carefully followed a budgetary rule of spending no more than 4% and then 3% of the sovereign wealth fund each year. The rule was introduced by Jens Stoltenberg's first cabinet with broad cross-party support. A former NATO Secretary General, Stoltenberg is now Norway's finance minister. While the rule is under review, he is likely to maintain it. Even without breaking the rule, Norway has deep pockets, and now the Oslo government will be reaching deep into its pockets for Kiev. If you want to stay informed about global events and geopolitical shifts, turn on notifications so you never miss an update. The idea of using the fund more actively to support Ukraine and European defense spending is gaining strength in Norway. Sveinung Rotevatn, the deputy leader of the Liberal Party, is currently talking in Storting about a proposal to increase support by 100 billion Norwegian kroner this year. For 2025, support for Ukraine will increase from 3 billion euros to 11.5 billion euros.
Norway has increased its funding to support Ukraine to approximately $3.1 billion in 2025.
The Norwegian Foreign Ministry declined to comment further on how much the aid would be increased, referring to Stoltenberg's statement. Rotevatn said it has become clear that the whole of Europe needs to change its support policy towards Ukraine and ensure security in Europe. Foreign Minister Espen Barth pointed out that all other policies they pursue assume that they have a free and independent country and a functioning international world order. In fact, Norway's support for Ukraine has been ongoing since the beginning of the war. Norway has been defending the Baltics and the Nordic region against Russia, as well as providing military and financial support to Ukrainians in the face of Putin's offensive moves. So far, the Oslo government has sent the Ukrainian army 8 Leopard 2 Alpha 4 tanks, 2 NASAMS missile defense systems, 1,000 Black Hornet small reconnaissance aircraft, Dingo armored vehicles, 100 Mistral air defense missiles, 4,000 anti-tank guns, helmets, bulletproof vests, and other protective equipment. Surprising, is it not? Apparently Norway does not want the Russian threat on NATO's Scandinavian flank, and wants to prevent Putin's possible invasion moves against its neighbors Finland and Sweden before they happen. At the same time, the Oslo government is also putting Ukrainians first as part of its long-term support plan for Ukraine. Norway has increased its support for the energy sector to 3 billion Norwegian kroner, or about 274.5 million euros, to help 1.5 million Ukrainians who might suffer from energy shortages.
Inside Ukraine, knocking out power to 1.5 million people in and around the port city of Odessa.
The Oslo government is making a serious effort to ensure that at least 1.5 million Ukrainians do not get cold. Norway is also contributing to the reconstruction of power plants in Dnipro, Odessa, Zaporizhia, and Lviv. The latest procurement through the United Nations Development Programme will make it possible to deliver equipment to the Dnipro region this winter, providing an additional 80 megawatts of capacity to the national power grid. These measures will enable Ukrainians to continue living in their homes instead of fleeing. Oslo aims to support Ukrainians in the energy field while helping them hold on even more firmly to the defense of their homeland. With Norway's help, Ukrainians will have the chance to live in warmer environments and volunteer more intensively for the army, facilitating Kiev's plans for resistance against Russia. Thanks for watching, and if you found this information valuable, leave a comment and let us know your thoughts.